Okay, Dave, I'm going to turn on the ignition. Okay, here we go. And unlike almost all cars, guess where you start this car?
Not on the floor?
No, it's not on the floor.
Huh.
Right here.
Oh, really?
And the car has been converted to 12 volts and it starts immediately. Okay, you can look at the engine. This isn't necessarily a cold start, but it's been getting there.
What do we have here, Dana?
This is a straight 8. This is a Roosevelt, Marmon Roosevelt straight 8 engine. And the whole car's been rebuilt. Everything, engine, transmission. I just had new brakes put on it. The guy who actually rebuilt this car, and I've just done improvements on it, he tried to redo the brakes, but they weren't correct. And so I had to go through them again, and now it sounds beautiful. So, you ready to take a ride?
Sure.
Okay, I'll set this up. Okay, let me show you some features of this car. And this has vintage AC. You might, now, as you can see, the windshield pops out on this. And that'll give you a beautiful breeze as you're going down the road, okay? And you can lock these in. Also, you've got, if this is too much air, you can put this back and lock them in, okay? They lock in like that. And then you can open your vents. And you've got a vent on either side. You got one there, and you've got one there.
Great.
So you have air coming down to your feet. So let's take it for a spin. Clutch is really nice on this. 3-speed transmission is very nice. The things that don't work on this, and the speedometer I rebuilt, and I sent the jacket out and the cable, and it should be back any time now, so this will be operable. But the gas gauge I haven't messed with yet, and I don't know if I will. Nicely, has a lot of torque.
What's cruising speed in this, would you say?
You can do 50 in this, maybe a little above that, but you know, with all my old cars, I don't like to overdo anything. You know, this is going on 100 years old.
Yeah.
So I try and be nice to them. But when I bought this, the previous guy had gone through the whole thing and spent a ton of money. As you know, Dave, I've had Marmons before and I've always liked them. And when I saw this, I kind of knew the guy from being in the Marmon Club who had rebuilt this, so he spent more than a decade rebuilding up and down very smoothly on all doors. All the window has been changed, so it's all new and fresh. As you know, we're now at the Santa Barbara Airport. Taking a little loop around.
Runs good.
Yeah, it does. And Dave, I've got a whole bunch of spare parts for this car. I've got new surrounds for the gauges. I've got some spare gauges, and a bunch of other things that are specific to this car. I even have a spare motor and a transmission. So, the person who gets this, they can have all those parts just as spares, you know, for any kind of repair that might be needed.
Right.
And it's pretty good the way it is. All the chrome is good, the radiator's been redone. Of course, the brakes have been done, transmission, engine. So I'll have the speedometer working as soon as I get the jacket back. And the fuel gauge should not be a big deal. I just haven't addressed it yet. I've got a huge file folder on the rebuild of this car. The folder is probably 6 inches thick.
Wow.
So, I mean, it's got correspondences, it's got dates from who purchased what, when, for what parts. It's got the owner's manual. It's very complete. Yeah, Dave, I've got so much material on this Marmon. I thought I'd video instead of send you a whole mess of pictures, because I've got thousands of pictures. And what I'm trying to show you right now up in the top, that's the car when it was new. And then moving along, this is the car, and I'll move on, as it was received by the previous owner. That's how it came in on the trailer. That's what it looked like when he got it. And then subsequently going into the restoration of this car, and as you can see, it was completely pulled apart. Everything on the car was done. He's got thousands of pictures. I'm just going to show you a few to give you an idea of what was done on this car. He's got some great advertising, lots and lots of Marmon news with bulletins, parts lists. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. Books of facts, technical stuff, and the news again, parts lists, firing order, and that was a big motto of Marmon. Marmon was a very high-end automaker. As you probably know, when the Model A came out, those were going for $300, $400, $500 a piece. Marmons were going for $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a piece. It was very much an upper end automobile. More and more literature, service letters, information books. There's a book on the Stromberg carburetor. Lots of information on that. This is the Marmon 8, kind of an advertisement. Here is a whole article on the Roosevelt, and Roosevelt came out in late 28, and it was well received. This came out in special interest autos, and the article is quite extensive, and it talks about the Roosevelt, and it's quite a long article actually, and pretty much exactly what this car is or was. Difference between this car and the car shown here is this is a dual side mount car, and the car I'm selling is the spare tires on the rear, which actually I like. Anyway, this is a very comprehensive article on the Roosevelt. And what you'll see on this car, the Roosevelt crest, the label on the front radiator, is just beautiful. I don't know where he got it, but it's incredible. Here's some stats, specifics on the Roosevelt.